Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live on February 7th, 2023. Don't worry, we are still in the first part of February. I know January went by fast, and everybody's worried about the February going by fast too. But, the upside to that is we do have spring right around the corner. So we got that going for us. But it does feel like it was just yesterday that it was Christmas. But here we are in February, and today I have got a very special guest for us. We are going to be talking to one of our project managers up in the north central West Virginia area. Now, that area is kind of the Morgantown, Bridgeport, Clarksburg area. It's a completely different environment and structure from down here in the Kanawha Valley, which is where we're headquarters at. So I wanted to bring on Brian to talk a little bit about the area and to tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Clarksburg office. So his name is Brian Anderson. Brian, let me go ahead and let you introduce yourself and say hi.
Hi, I'm Brian Anderson, project manager up here in the Bridgeport office for Advantage Technology.
Hey, Brian. So I can see that you're really excited to be on here with me today. What did I tell you it was going to be like to be on here for a live interview? What did you think? What were you expecting?
Wasn't real sure, was nervous.
Don't be nervous. I just want to talk about what's going on up there in Bridgeport and some of the cool stuff that's happening. I know you're a project manager up there. Tell me a little bit, just kind of break down for people when it comes to IT companies like Advantage Technology. What does a project manager do? I think a lot of people, when they think of an IT company, they think of like help desk support. They think about Geek Squad and that type of thing. So, how are we different? What do we do that we need a project manager?
So once the salesmen go out and make the sale, usually on a larger scale project, I do the behind the scenes work of getting everything set up, make sure all the deliveries are brought in for the completion of the project, get our guys lined out with the customer of everything that they've got to be doing, keep in contact with the customer, make sure the project's running as planned, that they're pleased with what our guys are doing throughout the project. After the project is complete, then I follow back up with the customer, make sure the customer's completely satisfied with the work that we have done. Everything was completed, on time, uh, according to the scope of work that we was brought in to do.
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of moving parts involved with if you do some kind of a network refresh or something like that. It's more than just, running a few cables. You've got to order cabling, you've got to order switches, you've got to set up the time once the switches are installed, they've got to be programmed. Once they're programmed, then they've got to be certified, they got to be tested and all of that and everything that's involved in that. So that's primarily what the role of a project manager does, right?
Correct, yes.
So what do you do kind of on a day to day? I know you also help manage the office and manage some of the activities going on and some of the techs as well. I know we've got Advantage Technology is a small business. We've got close to 100 employees, but that still makes us small. So a lot of us wear more than one hat, right?
Correct, yes.
How many hats do you wear?
I like I say, I'm a project manager up here, service manager up here. I take care of all of our guys, make sure that they're, doing their tickets and staying busy. I run the office up here on the general day-to-day operations, just making sure everything's flowing. I'm here at the office almost every day, all day long. So I just make sure the office is flowing the way it needs to be flowing.
Yeah, I know that's a big deal, and that's really important. That continuity for clients and customers to be able to work with somebody that can keep all that flowing is really important. Tell me a little bit about how you got to where you are with Advantage Technology and doing the project management.
I had went to school, went through college and everything, and got some degrees. Decided I was working for another company, well, another municipality in Marion County at the time. And I got hired on here, went through and ended up getting two master's degrees. And I decided I wasn't getting any younger. And one of these days I wanted to manage an IT company. And it just worked out that, the degrees that I got, it fell in place with what we needed up here in the Bridgeport area. And I started out here for the first 2 years as a level 3 technician. Uh, just did my job and proved that I could do more for the company, and we just expanded, and I moved into this role, and we hired more techs underneath of me to take care of, and here we are.
Yeah, now things have changed quite a bit since you first started. I know when we first opened our Bridgeport office, I think you, if correct me if I'm wrong here, but you were our very first technician in that office, weren't you?
Correct. When we first opened up here, whenever I got hired, I was the only person here other than, the sales director up here. And like I say, I've done every job that Advantage Technology does by myself for the first 2 years, and then we was just getting so large up here, we didn't have no choice but to start hiring some more people.
What kind of staff do you have in office now that's available for going on site and handling things in the north central area?
So right now, we have three awesome technicians up here, plus a network administrator, network engineer. So a total of four guys that go out and actually do work in the Bridgeport area.
So tell me a little bit about the Bridgeport Clarksburg area. I know it's kind of, when you think of north central West Virginia, you kind of think of Bridgeport, Clarksburg, Fairmont, um, and Morgantown. Tell me a little bit about that area. Is there anything that makes it stand out? Any unique culture about that that's a little bit different than the rest of the state? I know every little pocket of West Virginia has its own little culture. What makes North Central a little different?
I don't know. I mean, everybody seems to know everybody up here. I mean, you have some big names in the area that gets the word out for you. They support the local businesses up in this area, and they're not afraid to push your name out there for you. And, some of these bigger names, you get your name out there, and it really seems to help. It helps with the growth of your business because, you get these high people bragging on you, the work that you've done for them, and it really helps.
Right, and I know, but now even more than I know, there's a really strong kind of an Italian heritage in that area. Is that right?
Correct, yes.
And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think that's where the pepperoni roll was actually invented. Is that right? Up around the Clarksburg area.
Yes, correct.
So that comes from that kind of Italian kind of heritage, and I know you guys have a lot of oil and gas and a lot of history with that type of stuff.
Yes.
All right, that's really cool stuff. I know it was pretty contentious. I'm from the coal fields, and they desperately wanted the state food to be biscuits and gravy. You guys
Yeah.
won out on that one, and I know I don't think we'll ever forgive you for that. So tell me a little bit about what kind of IT and technology do you find interesting? I think that you've been looking into some cybersecurity and learning and expanding your knowledge with cybersecurity a little bit.
Yeah, I've been looking a lot into the cybersecurity. I think that's the most largest growing factor in IT business right now is cybersecurity. I mean, that's where it's all about anymore.
What do you think that is? What's going on with cybersecurity? Why is it now? Now we have, I tell everybody we're the greatest cybersecurity first IT company in Appalachia, hands down, because we take a cybersecurity first approach to everything. But why do you think that is? Why is it? I mean, cybersecurity is not new; it goes all the way back to the '70s. So why is it that it's suddenly top of everybody's mind?
Just for the growing of the hackers. I mean, it's the ease that hackers can get into your systems anymore. I mean, it's forever evolving. I mean, the more that you can do to protect yourself, I mean, it's sad that these days that's just how it is. I mean, people they're just trying to steal from you left and right. And I mean, just however they can. And
Do
the
you
growth of
think part of that
cybersecurity.
Do you think part of that has to do with how much data people have on themselves now and have on their systems, as opposed to, it was just 20 years ago that the internet first went mainstream.
Oh yeah, I mean, with the amount of stuff that people put on the internet anymore, I mean, online banking and just everything's online anymore, and I mean, it makes it easier for people to steal your information.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's been one of the big driving forces, and then of course you also have all of the you've got people that have all of their business information, and they've been doing it for years. It's just that just now they're starting to realize, oh no, this is in jeopardy. I mean, you get one ransomware attack, if you don't have proper backups, you don't have proper systems in place, you could lose years and years of data, and that's a real concern that people learn about after the fact. But we
Yes,
we always like to, maybe get them a little bit more proactive on that kind of stuff.
correct. Yeah.
Well, Brian, that's all the time we have for today. I really appreciate you joining us. I hope that you enjoyed yourself right here on Quick Bites Daily. I hope you had a good time. I'm going to be posting this up for everybody to take a look at. If anybody has any questions for Brian or anything, drop him a comment. Let him know they did a great job. Everybody enjoyed spending some time with him. Anything else you'd like to say to everybody before we go, Brian?
No, just thank you for the time. And you need IT needs, think of Advantage Technology.
Awesome. Great. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. We will see you tomorrow with some more guests. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And until then, bye for now.